It's Friday, November 28th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, it is Black Friday, but there are changes in shopping habits and deals this holiday season. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And picking the perfect present. Our partner and lifestyle contributor Denise Weil will share her ideas for making everyone's holiday extra special.
Plus, the house will be rocking this weekend. We'll chat with Canadian curling legend and TSN analyst Russ Howard about all the action coming up this weekend at the Canadian Curling Trials in Halifax. All that and so much more just ahead on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. 6:01 on this Friday, November 28th. And I can say with confidence, this is the last Friday in November.
Yes, it is. Wow.
28th's almost there.
Gosh, can you believe it? December Monday.
Brand new week.
Brand new week. Last month of the year.
Wild, yeah.
I know the calendar's getting thin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. This is, well, we're so excited you're tuned in. Thanks for getting up early to join us because we have so much news, so much weather, and so much happening this weekend that we want to tell you all about. So let's begin with the weather, shall we?
All right, well, we're going to start off quite cloudy for the most part. We will be seeing another low kind of track across the region, a chance of showers and or flurries for much of Atlantic Canada today. A bit cooler early this morning for parts of the region as well. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. Not for St. John's, Newfoundland, though, starting off at 7 degrees. We will be seeing mixed precipitation in your area a little bit later on across parts of Newfoundland as well as much of the region. So 0 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 2 degrees in Charlottetown, Halifax, and Sydney, -10 over in Labrador City. So you can see here there's a bit of flurry and shower activity for parts of the Maritime region that will also make its way over to parts of Newfoundland and Labrador throughout the day today. In terms of the wind, starting off quite light, will pick up yet again for parts of the Maritime region into the afternoon. As of right now, it is 17 kilometers per hour in Moncton, 15 into North Cape and Yarmouth, and 13 in Halifax, 11 into Grand Manan. No wind gusts reported this time. We'll have another look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. American Booze is returning to Nova Scotia liquor stores briefly. NSLC is going to sell its remaining stockpile of alcohol from the U.S., with the net profit going to community food organizations.
There's no profit to be had for the province of Nova Scotia in selling this at this point in time. This is like, we want to get rid of it.
We have product all across the province. Some stores have it at their locations, while other stores, due to capacity and storage, had to ship it back to our distribution center. And so they are waiting for their product to come back to them.
The $14 million of inventory is made up mainly by wine and spirits like whiskey. It will be available at liquor store locations across the province starting next week. The province pulled American-made liquor from store shelves last March in response to U.S. tariffs. Additional booze from the U.S. won't be ordered after the inventory is gone. The net profit will be going to Feed Nova Scotia and other community food organizations. It's a total that could reach $4 million. One softwood producer in New Brunswick says the lumber industry doesn't need more subsidies to help soften the blow from U.S. tariffs. Instead, they want to deal with Americans.
The U.S. Lumber Coalition has complained that the lumber in Canada is subsidized. And instead of fixing that problem, it just seems like they turn to more subsidies, which is only going to make it worse.
Linda Bell says subsidies is what got the lumber industry into hot water with the U.S. in the first place, which is why she doesn't believe the $500 million federal loans announced Wednesday are the way forward. The industry has been battling a 45% tariff imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. Police have now identified the man who died after he was found seriously injured on Gottingen Street Wednesday. An autopsy has confirmed the victim as 59-year-old Troy Clayton. Police were called to Gottingen Street between North and Kennard just after 11 Wednesday morning, where they found Clayton badly injured. He was rushed to hospital but did not survive. Police say the investigation is ongoing. In light of potential new evidence, the Supreme Court of Canada has sent a murder case back to the Nova Scotia Court of Appeal. A decade ago, a jury convicted Nathan Johnson of first-degree murder and illegal possession of a firearm in the 2010 shooting death of pizza delivery worker Chad Smith. Johnson was sentenced to life in prison, but argued the acquittal of a co-accused in the case 2 years ago raises questions about the credibility of a couple of Crown witnesses in the original trial. The High Court agrees and sent the case back to the Provincial Court of Appeal for another look. A veteran St. John police officer has been charged with breach of public trust following an investigation by the Kennebecasis Regional Police. No details have been released except that the accused is an 18-year veteran detective constable with the force, and he'll face a judge next Tuesday. He's been suspended with pay for the time being. Officials say once the criminal proceedings have wrapped, the matter will be investigated under the New Brunswick Police Act. Some good news on this Friday morning. You'll be paying less to fill up at pumps in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia, gas fell by 6.1 cents. The minimum price now $1.39 a litre. And diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The minimum price $1.66.1. In Prince Edward Island, gas slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price $1.46.7. And diesel dropped for a second time this week by 4.1 cents. The minimum price $1.72.8. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 4.1 cents. The maximum price $1.50.2. And the price of diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The maximum price $1.83.8 a litre. Finally, it is Black Friday, and the day is looking different than in years past. The day after U.S. Thanksgiving typically marks the traditional start of the holiday shopping season, but as you've seen, retailers have already spent weeks flooding their websites and customers' email inboxes with early deals. Now, while sales trends have been shifting, experts say the best bargains may still be from Black Friday through Cyber Monday, so the time is now. And that may be especially true for big ticket items, seasonal merchandise, and the latest trendy products. What do you two think? Do you think Black Friday's got the big doorbuster sales? Have you been seeing that?
I really wanted to get my shopping done early.
Right.
So the month of December could be just leaning all hot chocolate and Christmas movies.
Oh, magic.
So I did take advantage of Black Friday sales. I feel like I did save a lot of money, and my budget went a lot further. So maybe there are extra deals today, but I feel like I already won, so I'm not worried. You?
I'm the opposite. I feel like the deals are not as they used to be. You're getting like 15, 30, 40 maybe % off, which is not much in this day and age, but I'll take it. It's better than nothing, I guess, these days. But I remember Black Friday used to be this big event, just like Boxing Day. People lined up, people fighting over items. It's not like that anymore, thankfully.
One of my least favorite things is competing like a squirrel trying to get a nut, and so I'm happy with the spread out Black Friday. What about you? What are your thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, it's become like a week-long, if not longer, sale.
Oh, months.
Like months and well before the actual Black Friday day. In fact, our morning camera, we have a morning news camera that's out and about. I said, can you check out Dartmouth Crossing, which is a really busy shopping district in the region? And he said, it is quiet so far. Of course, stores will be opening early, still not open for a few more hours, but not the cars in the parking lot or those early morning lines that we used to see in years past.
The last thing I will say, though, is the idea of a Black Friday sale being for a limited time, it is real, because last year I kind of thought, oh, these deals will last, but no, they don't last. So if you are looking at something, you know, now is the time to do it, for sure. Okay. For you who will be watching TV today, here's an important programming note for CTV News at 5 and 6. For tonight only, both evening shows that usually air on CTV will now air on this station, CTV2. The scheduling change is due to an NFL game this afternoon that is set to air on CTV.
There you go. Good to know. Still ahead, I'm going to have your first look at your national and international news headlines on this Friday morning, and Latavia has our first full look at the forecast as well. Good morning to our viewers in Antigonish, looking a little bit more festive there. We have some nice bright wreaths, new colors. The forecast coming up next.
Good morning and happy Friday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:12. We're taking a live look at Halifax, Currently 2 degrees and will be a cloudy start to your day. We are expecting a chance of showers and or flurries into the late afternoon. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out today. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca. We are going to see mixed precipitation for much of the region. Another warmer start to the day, not as warm as yesterday for the maritime region, but definitely warmer than Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. As of right now, 0 in Fredericton, 2 degrees heading outdoors in Charlottetown and in Halifax, as well as Sydney, -10 in Labrador City with -3 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 4 degrees in Gander this morning, and 7 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Taking a look at our forecast timeline, a bit of cloud coverage for parts of the region. We will be seeing a bit of sunshine as well starting off the day, but we do have mixed precipitation expected, especially into the afternoon. That's when we're going to start to see it increase across the maritime region. Scattered showers and or flurries for the most part for all 3 maritime provinces, and for Newfoundland and Labrador, also going to see a bit of mixed precipitation as well. And then into the evening hours, much of the same. That increases across parts of Atlantic Canada, taking us into early Saturday morning, where we are going to see sunshine for the most part, but also going to see this mixed precipitation continue into our weekend forecast. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, going to remain quite light today, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for parts of Nova Scotia, and seeing around 2 to 10 for parts of Newfoundland. And then for a snowfall outlook, we could see around 1 to 5 centimeters for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, 1 to 5 for Newfoundland and 1 to 10 for parts of Labrador. Taking us into our forecast today for New Brunswick, a cloudy start to the day for much of the province, and then seeing a chance of showers and or flurries into the afternoon. Daytime highs will range from 2 to 6 degrees and wind gusts getting up to 40 kilometers per hour. Highs for Prince Edward Island will range from 4 to 7 degrees, cloudy day ahead, but we also going to see some scattered showers and or flurries into the afternoon. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing applies, mainly cloudy start to your day, and then seeing a chance of showers and or flurries for this part of the province. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, same thing applies. Highs between 6 to 7 degrees, cloudy skies starting off your day into the mid to late afternoon, seeing a chance of showers and or flurries return. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, scattered flurries throughout the day for Labrador City with a high of -9 degrees, 8 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at rain and or drizzle. So temperatures are going to start cooling down for our daytime highs, even into Saturday, even cooler, so below seasonal for much of the region. We are going to see some sunshine for parts of the maritime region, but we also do have a chance of flurries for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador into parts of Cape Breton Island as well. Into the evening, much of the same, pretty clear skies remain, and then into Sunday's forecast, we are going to see another low pressure system bring a chance of flurries and or showers back around for much of the region. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Ottawa and Alberta have found common ground on an energy agreement that could pave the way for an oil pipeline from Alberta to the West Coast. But the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding is already being met with criticism. Liberal MP Stephen Guilbeault has quit cabinet over the deal. The Quebec MP resigned from Mark Carney's cabinet, accusing the Prime Minister of dismantling elements of the climate action plan he worked on as Environment Minister. The Prime Minister shared on socials that while we may have differing views at times on how exactly we make essential progress, I am glad Stephen will continue to offer his important perspectives as an MP in our Liberal caucus. CTV's Mike Lecouture has more on this.
Danielle Smith's excitement could not be contained. Alberta isn't getting a bitumen pipeline yet, but it is one step closer.
This agreement includes a clear path to the construction of an over 1 million barrel per day Indigenous co-owned bitumen pipeline to Asian markets.
If everything goes smoothly, senior government officials say construction could start in 2029. But there's one important caveat.
If there's not a private sector component, there won't be a pipeline.
That's just one of the conditions as laid out in the agreement, as is Indigenous co-ownership and collaboration with BC to share the benefits. There has to be a new carbon pricing agreement, and the Pathways Carbon Capture project must move forward for the pipeline to do the same.
I don't know that the Prime Minister would have agreed to a new bitumen pipeline without Pathways, and we wouldn't have agreed to Pathways without a new bitumen pipeline.
The carbon storage program is key to Canada meeting its commitment of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. The federal Conservatives are criticizing the process, saying the Prime Minister could push this ahead using existing legislation.
We even supported him, gives him the power to approve it. So we only need him to do one thing for this pipeline to happen. Get out of the way.
Now, Alberta has until July 1st to submit a pipeline project application to the new Major Projects Office. If all of the conditions are met, then the federal government will make an adjustment to the oil tanker ban on the coast of BC.
CTV's Mike Lacouture reporting in Ottawa. Stateside, the 20-year-old National Guard member who was shot in Washington near the White House has died of her injuries. And there are new details emerging about the suspect, who is an Afghan national who worked with the CIA. CTV's Judy Trin has more.
The shooting of 2 National Guards is being investigated as terrorism. The suspect, Ramanullah Lakhanwal, was also shot. Officials say the 29-year-old drove across the country from Washington State, where he lived with his wife and 5 children.
There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background.
Lakhanwal, an Afghan national, was trained and equipped by the CIA to fight against the Taliban. After 2 decades of war against al-Qaeda, former President Joe Biden ordered the military to withdraw from the region. Lakhanwal was among the thousands of people American forces evacuated from Afghanistan in 2021. He was granted asylum earlier this year.
We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country.
The U.S. has announced that immigration requests of Afghans would be stopped indefinitely, pending a review of security vetting. 500 more National Guards will now be deployed to D.C., joining the 2,000 soldiers already patrolling the city. 24-year-old Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition, but 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, who was shot in the head and chest, has died.
She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now. Her parents are with her.
Lakhanwal will now be charged with murder, along with multiple counts of assault with intent to kill. The Trump administration says it will pursue the death penalty.
CTV's Judy Trin reporting for us in Ottawa. In Hong Kong, the worst fire in decades has now killed at least 94 people, and more than 200 are still missing. The fire at the apartment complex is now said to be under control, with search and rescue operations about to end. 3 construction company executives have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter and negligence for allegedly using unsafe materials that may have fueled the deadly fire. A quick break here on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we will have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN and your business headlines. That's coming up next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 6:23 on this Friday morning, and time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hi everyone, Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. We go to Baltimore, where the Ravens were hosting the Bengals. Joe Burrow back from his injury, battling with turf toe. He doesn't miss a beat, tosses it up to Tanner Hudson, who makes the great one-handed grab for the touchdown. Burrow had 261 yards and 2 touchdowns in the upset over Baltimore. And that is your must-see moment from Thursday. And today on TSN, more football. Black Friday football. The Bears taking on the Eagles. Pregame at 1:30 Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Now over to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
Key Canadian steel and lumber stocks did well today after the Prime Minister's announcement. Shares of steelmaker Algoma got a 4% bump. The boost comes a day after the Prime Minister announced added assistance for the steel industry. It's been dragged down by American duties. Ottawa will now tariff steel derivative products coming into the country and limit imports of steel. Interfor shares gained over 3%. It's a lumber products company. Ottawa has added more financial help for that sector as well. Puma shares on the rise today after a report China's Anta Sports may be looking to buy the brand. Puma has been struggling post-COVID. Its stock recently dropping to its lowest point in 10 years. Puma hasn't responded to the report. Nova Scotia says it will sell off all remaining inventory of American alcohol. It pulled U.S. products off the shelves in March in response to American tariffs. The province says it wants to get rid of the $14 million of product it still has, and it won't buy any more. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar down slightly to 71.27. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 59.10. Western Canadian Select is up to 45.96. And the TSX gained 16 points today, but enough for another record close at 31,196. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Now taking a look at our 3-day forecast as we inch towards the weekend. Today we're looking at mixed precipitation across the province, a high of 3 degrees, cooling down to 0. We do start off the day with sunshine and then seeing isolated flurries into the afternoon. On Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud becoming increasing cloudiness, still seeing chance of showers and or flurries into the afternoon with a high of 1. Nova Scotia dealing with mixed precipitation today as well with a high of 7. 2 degrees on Saturday, mainly cloudy skies with mixed precipitation returning. And then on Sunday, a high of 2 degrees, sunshine returns, but we do still have showers and or flurries returning as well. Prince Edward Island seeing a high of 5. Scattered showers and or flurries throughout the day today. 1 degree on Saturday, a cloudy day ahead. And then on Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud returns, but so does mixed precipitation.
Just ahead this morning, the Move Morning Chat. Today we're talking slang and whether your favorite word gives away your age. Well, this conversation's going to be swell. That's coming up on Your Morning Atlantic.
Boy, that's going to be a really fun conversation. I mean, we have viewers from multiple generations.
It's going to be great. It's going to be the bee's knees.
The bee's knees.
That's another good one.
And sometimes you don't even realize because it's such a part of your everyday vocabulary that you say it and then it's not until someone points out and says, what do you mean by that?
Exactly.
It makes you stop and you go, well, what do you mean? What do you
How
mean?
do you not know?
Yeah, exactly. So that's coming up with Aaron and Peter. And you can always send us a text at 10400. It doesn't even have to be about the Move Morning Chat. It can talk about weather conditions or maybe if there's a traffic issue in the area. If you have a photo you'd like for us to share, we would love to see it too. 10400 is the number. And if you've never texted before, you get a little prompt. It says like which show you're watching and you just say Atlantic.
All right.
And then we know.
Well, Tavia, what's the weather like? Is it going to slap?
Basically. Yeah, pretty much, Crystal. Into the afternoon, many areas will start to see that mixed precipitation return.
That's not a slap. That's the opposite.
What is it, a hug?
A light breeze.
A light breeze. I was
gentle touch.
Like my daughter says, well, that slaps, you know, if it's like cooked good. It's sick.
If it's cooking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, see, I'm not of that generation. If you said sick, then I know what you're talking
is it sick?
about.
It's lit.
Yeah. All right, over in Moncton this morning, currently 2 degrees in your area. Keep in mind when you are heading out, it may be a cloudy start to the day, but we are expecting mixed precipitation for many areas into the afternoon. 0 in Fredericton early this morning, 2 degrees in Charlottetown, Sydney, and Halifax, 6 in Yarmouth, minus 10 degrees in Labrador City, with minus 1 in Cartwright, 4 degrees in Gander, and 7 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our satellite radar. It is going to be a bit of a cloudy start to the day for much of the region. Some areas seeing a bit of sunshine before increasing cloudiness, and we do have a chance of flurries and or showers really right across Atlantic Canada today. For our wind, it's going to remain quite light in the morning, picking up into the afternoon. As of right now, nothing above 19 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth, 13 into North Cape, and 11 in Halifax. No wind gusts reported this time. We'll take another look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Drug overdoses in Fredericton have more than tripled in just 2 years. The city's police chief revealed that startling news at a public safety committee hearing, noting officers have responded to more than 160 such cases so far this year. 9 people have died, and more powerful and dangerous drugs are showing up.
This morning, I received information that a number of our reports, our drug seized that we sent away for analysis, has come back that 2 matters, at minimum, have come back showing carfentanil as the product.
It is worth noting, too, there have been fewer cocaine seizures on the streets of the capital city, but fentanyl and meth are way up. In Halifax, police have now identified the man who died after he was found seriously injured on Gottingen Street Wednesday. An autopsy has confirmed the victim as 59-year-old Troy Clayton. Police were called to Gottingen Street between North and Kennard just after 11 Wednesday morning, where they found Clayton badly injured. He was rushed to hospital but did not survive. Police say the investigation is ongoing. A veteran St. John police officer has been charged with breach of public trust following an investigation by the Kennebecasis Regional Police. No details have been released except that the accused is an 18-year detective constable with the force, and he'll face a judge next Tuesday. He's been suspended with pay for the time being. Officials say once the criminal proceedings have wrapped, the matter will be investigated under the New Brunswick Police Act. Nova Scotia's premier says he's not impressed with Nova Scotia Power's response to the cyber attack. Tim Houston, who is also the provincial energy minister, vows to hold the utility accountable and protect consumers, but hasn't said how.
We'll have their back on this. We'll make sure that we do what we can to hold Nova Scotia Power to account, and we'll use any measure on that. We've shown that we'll stand up to Nova Scotia Power, and we'll continue to do that.
I think for lots of reasons that make sense, the Premier wants to distance himself from that as much as possible, but it's theatrics. Not yesterday, not today, and probably not next week won't give us a solution as to what Nova Scotians can expect from this government.
Houston acknowledged cyber attacks are becoming more common, but added the response is what's important. You'll be paying less to fill up at maritime pumps this morning. In Nova Scotia, gas fell by 6.1 cents. The minimum price now $1.39 a litre. Diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The minimum price now $1.66.1. In PEI, gas slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price $1.46.7, and diesel dropped by 4.1. The minimum price $1.72.8. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 4.1 cents. The maximum price $1.50.2, and the price of diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The maximum price $1.83.8 a litre. It is Black Friday, and it's looking different than years past. The day after U.S. Thanksgiving marks the traditional start of the holiday shopping season, but retailers have already spent weeks flooding their websites and customers' email inboxes with early deals. While sales trends have been shifting, experts say the best bargains may still be from Black Friday through to Cyber Monday. And that may be especially true for big-ticket items, seasonal merchandise, and the latest trendy products. Finally, it's billed as a vibrant celebration of community, culture, and curling, and it's underway in downtown Halifax right now. This is the inaugural Festival of Rings, featuring interactive games, live performances, and family-friendly activities, all designed to showcase the tremendous local diversity in the HRM. Organizers say they're using the sport of curling to bring people together.
We get the opportunity to show them curling over at the trials, but it's also an opportunity for the curling community to get to share it and engage with different community folks, because we really want to show that curling is for everyone and that you can find that sense of belonging in our sport.
So the event launched on Wednesday and runs through Saturday night. Admission is free, and everyone's welcome. As you can see there, it's at the new Halifax Convention Centre, which is not too far from the venue where the curling trials are happening, the Scotiabank Centre. So you just gotta walk on over.
It's there's so much. This is wonderful, and the curling has brought so many people to our region too. So much happening this weekend.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So much going on.
So much. We're going to be seeing the women's final on Saturday, and we have tickets too for the men's on Sunday night. Ooh. If it goes. Yeah.
Ooh, brew up the coffee in the morning.
We've got a full family curling day on Saturday.
Love it.
So I'm going to check that out, yeah.
All right, this is something I want to bring your attention to because it's such a great idea. The annual Holiday Happiness Card Campaign has almost reached its goal of 3,000 cards to bring holiday cheer to seniors in our region and beyond. So We Are Young works with organizations to deliver cards to seniors at what can be a lonely time of year for very many people. So as you can see from the testimonial on the screen, a testimonial, basically the person says that this card just brought me so much joy when I needed it. The whole idea is to bring joy and connection to seniors. If you're able to purchase a card online for $7.50, We Are Young will make sure it brings merriment to a senior. And as of today, the organization is just a few hundred cards shy of the goal of 3,000. So if you're able to help out, please do. The information is on We Are Young's website and socials. That was earlier, 786. It's fewer now. Like, they're really close.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
That's incredible.
Also, too, a reminder of giving back that we're going to have Giving Tuesday on Tuesday.
Yes.
This December 2nd.
Yes, great point,
We'll be here before you know it. Yep. Still ahead, we're going to have your entertainment headlines on this Friday, but next it is the Move Morning Chat, and today we want to know, what's your favorite slang word or phrase? Like, that's awesome, groovy, LOL. We're going to discuss that next.
That's fun.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:42 on your Friday morning. We're taking a live look at Yarmouth. A bit of a warm start to the day, 6 degrees early this morning. We are expecting a chance of showers early in the morning. We'll transition over to mixed precipitation into the mid-afternoon. That's exactly what we're expecting for much of Atlantic Canada today. A bit of a warm start to the day yet again, a bit cooler though than Thursday morning. As of right now, 0 in Fredericton, 2 degrees in Charlottetown, Halifax and Sydney, minus 10 degrees starting off your day over in Labrador City, 1 degree in Corner Brook, and 7 into St. John's, Newfoundland rather. Over to our forecast timeline. So a bit of a cloudy start to the day. We could be seeing a bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region. Other than that, though, we do have mixed precipitation tracking right across Atlantic Canada. So we're looking at a chance of showers and or flurries for parts of the Maritime region, as well as into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Into the afternoon, we start to see that increase for many areas into the Maritime region. And then into the evening hours, much of the Maritimes extending into Newfoundland and Labrador will be seeing that mixed precipitation. Taking us into early Saturday morning, where we do have a chance of flurries remaining for many areas. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we're only going to see an additional 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Nova Scotia. And then for Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters. For a snowfall outlook, we could see 1 to 5 centimeters from now until early Saturday morning for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, also seeing some totals, 1 to 5 for parts of Newfoundland and 1 to 10 for parts of Labrador. Starting off the day, quite cloudy for New Brunswick. We will be seeing a chance of showers and or flurries move in as well. Daytime highs between 2 to 6 degrees and wind gusts getting up to 40. Prince Edward Island, wind remains quite light out of the southwest, 15 kilometers per hour. Highs between 4 to 7 degrees, and we are going to see that mixed precipitation arrive as well. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, starting off the day with mainly cloudy skies, seeing a chance of showers and or flurries move in as well into the afternoon. Daytime highs will range from 5 to 7 degrees. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, wind will be picking up out of the southwest, 30 gusting to 50. We're looking at cloudy start to your day, showers and or flurries as well into the afternoon. Highs between 6 to 7 degrees. For Labrador, we are looking at a chance of flurries for the most part. A high of -9 for Labrador City, going to be seeing scattered flurries throughout your day. 8 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Could be seeing some mixed precipitation across Newfoundland as well, with a high of 8 degrees into St. John's. Over to our Saturday forecast, we will be seeing sunshine return for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. We are going to see flurry activity early in the morning for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then into the late afternoon, carrying into the evening, just increasing cloudiness. Clouds start to clear out into early Sunday morning, and then increasing cloudiness again, seeing a chance of flurries and or showers returning for much of the region as we inch towards Sunday evening. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
Sup, fellow kids. Today we are talking about slang. Something that you say that makes you realize you're old, or maybe you think makes it clear that someone else is from a certain generation. And okay, I want to know what's going on with this, because this happened between you two.
Yeah. Peter aged himself this morning when he called me a turkey. He called me a turkey, and it literally stopped me in my tracks, because I was like, a turkey? No offense, Peter, but no one has called me a turkey since my grandfather used to call me a turkey when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Well, Aaron, you must have had a very cool grandfather then if he was calling you a turkey. And Amanda, did you just say what's up? I mean, did you just say that to start off this segment?
I did. I said, what's up, fellow kids?
Right. Listen, so does that go back to like the Budweiser commercials? What's up? And all of that? I mean, that's a perfect example of what we're talking about, the slang that dates you for sure. But turkey, that's something that, well, my friends and I said back in the 80s. Okay?
And then we threw this out to the Move family. I was thinking of things that I still say that kind of were popular when I was growing up. When I was growing up, everybody started saying sick. That is so sick. And I remember when it became popular, because they're like, wait, is that a good thing? And I still to this day will be like, look at this shirt. This is sick. I gotta get it. It's going to be in my vocab forever. And I'm sure if the younger generation hears me say that, they're like, oh, she's old. She's dating herself.
Okay, Latavia, what's yours?
Pretty similar to Aaron's. I always said sick as well. Mine is probably dope. I still say that to this day. Yo, that's dope. But yeah, that's one that's appropriate I can say on air. My family's Caribbean, so much of what they say is not really appropriate in English. So I'm like, all right. That's the one I remember. Okay, we're going to keep it PG. So I probably say, and I don't know if it's old or not, but I still say, oh, that's so cool. I just say cool a lot. Like, is that dating me? I think so. I don't know. Yeah. You have a young son. Does he say cool? You know what he says?
Yeah, I mean, not.
Yeah.
6'7". 6'7", all the time. And I'll ask him, Jake, what does that mean? And he goes, I don't know, but it's really funny. That's fair.
Oh, man.
All right, yeah, that's fair. That's cool. That's sick.
All right, we're going to pose this question to our viewers. What do you say that kind of dates you? What's the one slang word that you still use that gives away your age? Make sure to text us your thoughts, 10400.
#1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:51. We're going to head over to Hollywood to take a look at your entertainment headlines.
Actor James Van Der Beek is giving fans the opportunity to take home memorabilia from his most well-known characters to raise money for his cancer treatments. A jersey from the movie Varsity Blues is going up for auction next month, as well as items from his time as the title character on Dawson's Creek. He was diagnosed with colorectal cancer in 2023.
Jiminy, Jiminy, Jim,
Dick Van Dyke reflects on his life and storied career as he gets ready to turn 100 next month. In an interview with People, he says he still feels like a teenager and makes a point to keep a sunny disposition. Van Dyke also celebrating a new book called 100 Rules for Living to 100. He'll reach his centennial on December 13th. On this day in 1992, Whitney Houston's version of I Will Always Love You starts its winning streak on the Billboard Hot 100. The single would go on to spend 14 weeks in the top spot, a record at the time. And happy birthday to Judd Nelson, the Brat Pack actor turns 66. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Earlier this week on our show, we did tell you about the Nova Scotia SPCA launching an official tartan, and we wanted to know more about the special design.
Yeah, so we sent CTV's Paul DeWitt to the shelter in Dartmouth to check it out. See what I did there?
Hi.
My name is Sarah Lyon, and I am the Chief Communications and Marketing Officer at the Nova Scotia SPCA, and we are so excited. This has been launch week of the official Nova Scotia SPCA tartan. We designed the Nova Scotia SPCA tartan with the idea that we have actually been part of the threads of Nova Scotia for 148 years, and we didn't have a tartan. We really thought about the people, the animals, the places where there is family. We create families at the SPCA. We keep families together. We have new beginnings for humans and for pets. And tartan, well known as a representation of family. After we got the colors, the meanings and the colors that we wanted, we worked with Martin Mills in Scotland to design the pattern. So once we got that decided, we registered. That means that nobody else can have this pattern of colors ever. It's just the Nova Scotia SPCA's. This is registered with the Scotland Registry of Tartans as well. We really wanted our family, the SPCA family, adopters, clients, customers, staff and volunteers, donors, to have a piece for themselves. If anybody is interested in owning a piece of the tartan through scarves or neckties, scrunchies, blankets, scarves, bow ties and collars and leashes, you can go to the Nova Scotia SPCA.ca website and search tartan. It will be there, or it's on all of our social pages as well. And again, it's a limited time just based on the amount of material that we have.
Oh, those are some handsome animals in their tartan. Thank you for that piece, Paul. Happening now in local news, American liquor and wine will be back on Nova Scotia store shelves for a while anyway. The province has decided to sell off the stockpile it pulled after the White House imposed tariffs on Canadian goods. Plus, I'll have your latest gas and diesel prices. Some good news there. You will be paying less to fill up this morning. And speaking of spending, it is Black Friday, but doorbusters aren't what they used to be, as the sales seem to now be extended over a period of days. We'll have those details coming up next in your local news headlines. But first, it's a look at the 3-day forecast for the last few days of November with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. We're going to take a look at your 3-day forecast for New Brunswick. Today's starting off quite cloudy. We will be seeing a chance of showers and or flurries return, a high of 3 degrees. Cooling down into the weekend on Saturday, a high of 0 for your daytime high. Looking at a mix of sun and clouds starting off the day, isolated flurries expected to return into the afternoon as well. And then on Sunday, looking at a high of 1 degree, a mix of sun and cloud with a chance of showers and or flurries yet again returning. Nova Scotia will be dealing with a high of 7 degrees, but also seeing a chance of scattered showers and or flurries across the province. On Saturday, much of the same, mainly cloudy skies start off the day. Mixed precipitation returns into the afternoon with a high of 2. And then on Sunday, a bit of sunshine before increasing cloudiness and a chance of showers and or flurries returning. Prince Edward Island seeing a high of 5 today. Scattered showers and or flurries expected throughout the day. On Saturday, cloudy skies with a high of 1. And then sunshine across the island starting off the day, and then chance of showers and or flurries return. Now back to Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. I just wanted to remind everybody, you can connect with us anytime you like. Simply go with email at yourmorningatlantic@ctv.ca or text us at 10400. We love to hear from you. All right, it's now 6:57. We'll take a break and be right back after this.
Friday, November 28th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, Nova Scotia decides it's going to sell off its stockpile of American liquor. We'll tell you when you can expect it to briefly see it on store shelves. Just ahead in your news.
And cancer breakthrough. We'll learn more about a promising clinical trial in our region that uses infrared light to heat up the immune system, giving it tools to tackle tumors. We will talk about this very soon on This Morning, Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 7 o'clock. Congratulate yourself. Round of applause. We made it to Friday.
Yay!
Yay! And congratulations to Latavia's big yawn that she was having while we were reading that introduction.
Oh my gosh,
Honestly,
I know.
It's a daily struggle. My fear is that I'm going to come on air and just yawn.
Yeah, there's a real risk. I know. I was like this morning, your morning. I mean, gosh, it's like I think I need one more cup of coffee and we'd be right where we need to be on Friday.
Absolutely. Oh, and especially too for that interview we have coming up about this really interesting research that's tackling cancer tumors, and that's happening here.
Very, very exciting. I want to know all about it and what's next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really important, and it's so exciting that's happening in our region. All right, in our region, weather-wise, what are we looking at today?
Well, it's going to be a bit cloudy starting off the day for many areas. A bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region, but then increasing cloudiness, and then we're going to see mixed precipitation return for much of Atlantic Canada.
Well, that's a nice start, though.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Look at that sunshine.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Cape Breton, always beautiful, but wow.
I know, see the Bredor Lakes? I'm going to get a house there.
Right?
I need to look at this every day.
Cape Smoky, Nova Scotia.
Wow. Sorry, I can't even speak. This is just gorgeous.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah, it really is. All right, so that was Cape Smoky. Now we're going to talk about the current temperatures across the region. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton, 1 in St. John, New Brunswick, 2 degrees into Halifax, Charlottetown, and Sydney, -10 in Labrador City with -3 degrees in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 1 in St. Anthony's, and 7 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our satellite and radar. A bit of a sunny start to the day for parts of the Maritime region, but for the most part, cloudy early this morning, a chance of showers and or flurries returning across the region. A bit spotty in its activity at first, but will pick up throughout the day. Light winds starting off the day as well will pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, 13 kilometers per hour in North Cape with 19 in Yarmouth, 11 into Halifax. No wind gusts to report at this time, but could get up to 50 kilometers per hour a little bit later on. So we'll have another look at your weather forecast coming up, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. American booze is returning to Nova Scotia liquor stores, but briefly. NSLC is going to sell its remaining stockpile of alcohol from the U.S. with the net profit going to community food organizations.
There's no profit to be had for the province of Nova Scotia in selling this at this point in time. This is like, we want to get rid of it.
We have product all across the province. Some stores have it at their locations, while other stores, due to capacity and storage, had to ship it back to our distribution center. And so they are waiting for their product to come back to them.
The $14 million of inventory is made up mainly by wine and spirits, like whiskey. It will be available at liquor store locations across the province starting next week. The province pulled American-made liquor from store shelves last March in response to U.S. tariffs. Additional booze from the U.S. won't be ordered after the inventory is gone. The net profit will be going to Feed Nova Scotia and other community food organizations. That's a total that could reach $4 million. One softwood producer in New Brunswick says the lumber industry doesn't need more subsidies to help soften the blow from U.S. tariffs. Instead, they want to deal with Americans.
The U.S. Lumber Coalition has complained that the lumber in Canada is subsidized. And instead of fixing that problem, it just seems like they turn to more subsidies, which is only going to make it worse.
Linda Bell says subsidies is what got the lumber industry into hot water with the U.S. in the first place, which is why she doesn't believe the $500 million federal loans announced Wednesday are the way forward. The industry has been battling a 45% tariff imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. This morning, you'll be paying less to fill up at Maritime pumps. Beginning with Nova Scotia, gas fell by 6.1 cents, the minimum price $1.39 a litre, and diesel dropped by 6.5 cents, the minimum price in the Halifax area, now $1.66.1. In Prince Edward Island, gas slipped by 1.2 cents, the minimum price now $1.46.7, and diesel dropped by 4.1, the minimum price $1.72.8. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 4.1 cents. The maximum price, $1.50.2, and the price of diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The maximum price, $1.83.8 a litre. The Nova Scotia government should apologize to Mi'kmaq and African Nova Scotian communities for a history of environmental racism. That is one of a list of recommendations from a panel tasked with looking into the harms caused by previous provincial decisions. The draft report details some examples, including dumps and toxic waste areas, the relocation of Membertou First Nation, and the destruction of Africville. It calls for a community-led body with decision-making powers that has a working relationship with the province. The government says racism is unacceptable, but stops short of committing to a formal apology.
This is serious business. I think the steps we have to take in terms of dealing with racism are something we have to hear from community, hear from the experts, and make sure we make the proper steps so we can move forward, as we're doing with the process we're going through at the current moment.
The report also calls for reparations to be made. The minister says a meeting with panelists is scheduled sometime before the holidays. Speaking of the holidays, Black Friday is looking different than it has in years past. The day after U.S. Thanksgiving marks the traditional start of the holiday shopping season, but retailers have already spent weeks flooding their websites and customers' email inboxes with early deals. While sales trends have been shifting, experts say the best bargains may still be from now through Cyber Monday, and that may be especially true for some big ticket items, seasonal merchandise, and also the latest trendy products. And also, too, this is a big mark of Thanksgiving in the U.S., the 99th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which marched through New York City yesterday. So yesterday we showed you them preparing the balloons, and now here they are. Inflation and all, including Marshall from Paw Patrol. I hope he doesn't crash. He's known for that. This year's festivities included 34 balloons and 28 floats, including new balloons of Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story and Nintendo's Super Mario. Of course, there's also lots of marching bands and performances. Some new floats this year included Labubu's and also Netflix's Stranger Things as well.
Ooh, Latavia.
That's on brand considering the last season as of right now.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. And you watched a bit of the start of the last season.
Yeah, so this first part is 5 or 4 episodes, which I thought it was just going to be one long one, but yeah, interesting.
Interesting so far.
All right, well, guess what?
What?
It's time for the pet parade on Quinpool Road.
Oh, a different kind of parade.
Oh, yeah. Grab your furry friends, because it's time to see some cuteness on display. Isn't that wonderful? This Saturday, pets small and large will converge in costume to strut their stuff in the Quinpool Holiday Pet Parade. And as you can see, it's a time. These are images from last year. Oh my gosh, I want your dogs. If you'd like to take part, meet up shortly before 11 a.m. at the Oxford Tap Room. Owners and their pets will follow the parade route led by Jolly and St. Nick. And then afterward at the tap room, you can get photos with Santa. There is a fee, but the proceeds go to the SPCA.
That's adorable.
Isn't this great? It's just one of the many events on Quinpool for the holidays. Go check out their website for the details. Oh my gosh.
Oh
I love the costumes.
Gosh.
Oh, the control room just told us we're going to just preempt the show and just show images of the pet parade from last year.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's magical. Let's do it.
That's not true.
I mean, it is a Friday. Okay. All right. I'm going to have another look at your national and international news headlines right after this. And also, Latavia will have the latest look at the Friday forecast. Saying good morning to the capital of Prince Edward Island. Hello, Charlottetown. The downtown looking very festive with those beautiful lights. Latavia has the forecast right after this.
Happy Friday. The time now is 7:12. We're taking a live look at Halls Harbor early this morning. Seeing a tiny bit of sunshine early in the morning and currently 3 degrees in your area. Mixed precipitation is expected as we inch towards this afternoon. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca, and as you can see here, not a bad start to the day for the most part. 0 in Fredericton, 2 degrees heading out in St. John, New Brunswick, as well as into Sydney, 3 degrees in Halifax and Charlottetown with -2 over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 7 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline. A bit of sunshine early in the morning for parts of the Maritime region, but for the most part, we will be seeing cloudy skies early in the morning, and then a chance of showers and/or flurries returning across parts of the entirety of Atlantic Canada. So this low pressure system will continue to bring wet weather, especially into the afternoon. And then into the evening hours, much of the same. This mixed precipitation could be a bit of wet snow as well. Taking us into early Saturday morning, we are going to see the same thing before clearing out. Over to our rainfall outlook. If you're wondering how much precipitation we're expecting, around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Nova Scotia, and only seeing an additional 2 to 10 for parts of Newfoundland. And then for our snowfall outlook, same thing applies. Very light, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters of additional snowfall for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, seeing around 1 to 5 for parts of Newfoundland, and being the heaviest, parts of Labrador could see 1 to 10 centimeters. Which to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Starting off a bit cloudy and then seeing a chance of showers and or flurries returning into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 2 to 6 degrees and wind gusts of up to 40. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between 4 to 6 degrees, a bit of a cloudy start to the day, and then seeing a chance of showers and or flurries moving in. And then same thing for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia. Mainly cloudy start to your day, a chance of showers and or flurries moves in into the afternoon. Highs between 5 to 7 degrees. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, wind gusts of up to 50, a cloudy start to the day, wet weather moves in into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 6 to 7. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, we are going to see mixed precipitation as well. A chance of flurries for Labrador City with a high of -9. 7 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of rain and or drizzle throughout your day. So for our forecast timeline into the weekend, Saturday we will be seeing sunshine return and then increasing cloudiness as we head towards the afternoon into the early evening. For Newfoundland and Labrador, still seeing a chance of flurries for parts of both those provinces. And then Saturday's forecast, same thing, pretty clear skies early in the morning, then increasing cloudiness, still holding on to some flurries into parts of Newfoundland and then across Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. We're going to start to see that mixed precipitation return as well. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thanks, Latavia. The federal government has struck a deal with Alberta to work towards a pipeline to Canada's west coast. The Memorandum of Understanding was signed by Prime Minister Mark Carney and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith in Calgary. News of the deal is reverberating this morning, facing political and Indigenous opposition in British Columbia. Carney says several steps still need to be taken before a pipeline can be built, including securing a private sector proponent and ensuring substantial economic benefits for all stakeholders. Meantime, the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding is also being met with criticism. Liberal MP Stephen Guilbeault has quit cabinet over the deal. The Quebec MP resigned from Carney's cabinet, accusing the Prime Minister of dismantling elements of the climate action plan he worked on as Environment Minister. The Prime Minister shared on socials that while we may have differing views at times on how exactly we make essential progress, I'm glad Stephen will continue to offer his important perspectives as an MP in our Liberal caucus. Hong Kong firefighters say they have recovered dozens more bodies following an intensive search of a high-rise tower complex that was destroyed by a massive fire. The death toll in one of the city's deadliest blazes is now at least 128. They say they prioritized apartments from which they received more than 24 calls for assistance during the blaze, but were unable to reach. One of the most iconic buildings in Newfoundland and Labrador is getting a new chapter. The new owners of a storied basilica in St. John's are taking the church in a new direction, and not just for the faithful. CTV's Garrett Berry explains.
One of the oldest collections in all of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Most people, when they come in here, they are blown away. They don't know it exists.
Bishop Thomas Mullick's library holds books in 9 languages, many subjects. Some of these titles date back to the 16th century. The Cathedral Basilica Foundation, the new owners of this property, have taken on the task of bringing this space to a new generation. It's the centerpiece of their reimagined basilica property.
Our goal is to see this place buzzing, to see people coming and going, to bringing life and creating new stories.
So this space is no longer the Archbishop's Palace. It's now the Palace Commons. This foundation bought the basilica and these associated properties in 2024. The Roman Catholic Archdiocese was forced to sell this church and all of its other holdings to pay abuse victims, after Newfoundland and Labrador's Court of Appeal found the Archdiocese was responsible for abuse by the Christian Brothers at the Mount Cashel Boys Home Orphanage.
In terms of the purchase of the property, I think we got an enormous amount of support from the public.
The history is deep. Church construction was finished in 1855. There were only about 20,000 people in the city. Its new owners are promising to keep the parish alive. It's getting rent from the Catholic Church, but there's plenty of expenses in a building like this.
63 stained glass fixtures in the building, most of which were put there over a 45-year period between the mid-1800s and the early 1900s.
Not everything is being revealed just yet, but part of the plan is to seek long-term tenants, community groups, arts groups, music groups, to bring a new kind of life into this space.
CTV's Garrett Berry reporting in St. John's. A quick break here on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Crystal will have a conversation with a medical expert in our region about some exciting research that's coming up next.
Welcome back at 7:22, and there is some exciting medical research happening in our region. A clinical study is underway looking at ways to eliminate melanoma tumors, something that even the best drugs have trouble addressing. So results so far are promising. So here with more is surgical oncologist and researcher Dr. Carmen Giacomontonio. Good morning, Dr. Giacomontonio. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you.
That's great. This is very exciting. First of all, explain for viewers what the technology is.
So what we've done is we've taken gold nanoparticles, just nanorods, 1/1000th of a meter long, and inserted them into tumors, and then we pass near infrared light over them, and the nanorods convert the light into heat, and we use warm heat to change the core of the tumor so that it is more visible to the immune system.
What's it like for the person experiencing that treatment?
It's not much more than an injection. Essentially, once the skin or the tumor is injected, then we pre-treat it and make it numb, and then once that's done, there's really no physical pain.
Very exciting that this research is happening in our region. Where did this idea come from?
So I've done, I'm a translational scientist, and I've been looking at ways to manipulate cancers for a very long time. The core of a cancer is the problem. The core is like a fortress. It prevents things from getting in and from destroying the cancer. And one of the ways that I learned to do to change the microenvironment, which is the core, is to heat it. And so I've done, as a surgical oncologist, I've heated bodies, heated limbs, and we knew that heat would cause cancer cells to stress, and that stress would lead to death.
Okay, well, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, where are you at in the research process right now?
So currently, we just completed our first in-human study in melanoma to show that we could change tumors in people that were not responding to immunotherapy to become responsive by changing that microenvironment, and it worked. 8 out of 10 people responded, and 6 out of 10 people, the tumors cleared that we treated. So that we were very excited about that. We're continuing that study here, so we're going to, in the spring, we hope, start that trial and go into a more in-depth analysis of what the responses are, and particularly when it doesn't work, why didn't it work? Mm-hmm. And we're moving into other cancers. This is not just a melanoma therapy, it's a cancer therapy. Okay. All cancer cells die when they're stressed with heat. And so we're looking at other tumors. We'll be starting in head and neck cancers, hopefully in the, within a year, I hope.
Wow. Okay, that's exciting. So I know that the process, even to get to human trials, it's a long road to there.
Yeah.
How long will it be if this is successful before people watching right now could rely on these therapies for cancer treatment? So
that's a difficult question because there's lots of things we have to prove that it's as good or better than other therapies, and we think we can do that. It's a 3 to 5 year process before we have a single cancer that we can actually give an indication or get an indication for.
Wow, where do you hope that this goes?
Oh my goodness, this will go into head and neck cancers, into colon cancers, rectal particularly, advanced melanomas, bladder cancer, brain cancer, and prostate cancer. Those would be the kind of the runway for this.
The implications are wide-reaching for sure.
Very exciting.
All right, I also wanted to mention to our viewers on a fun note that you and your brother are the people who decorate the houses all fancy and super elaborately for Christmas.
Yes. Yeah.
On Connaught Street in Halifax. What are things looking like this year so far?
We're almost there. We're each evening we get out when the weather permits and we decorate another tree or tweak another bush.
Do you decorate themselves or do you hire people?
No, we do it. My family and I, we get out every night. It's great, spirit, team building.
Well, it really does, like, people drive out specifically to see it. I mean, on behalf of the people of HRM, thank you so much for your family's efforts.
We're pleased to do it.
That's wonderful. All right, and on a serious note, where can people find out more information about this cancer research that you're doing?
So the easiest way right now is just to look it up on the internet. If you look at Sona Nanotech and targeted hyperthermia, that's it's targeted hyperthermia therapy is essentially the core of the treatment.
Well, Dr. Giacomontonio, thank you so much for coming in today.
My pleasure, thank you.
All right, we are going to turn our attention now to Latavia with a 3-day forecast.
Thanks, Crystal. We're taking a look at New Brunswick. Daytime high of 3 degrees. We are expecting a chance of showers and or flurries across the province. Saturday, a high of 0. Seeing a bit of sunshine before isolated flurries return. And then on Sunday, a high of 1. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud with increasing cloudiness expected. And then a chance of showers and or flurries return. For Nova Scotia, we are going to see a high of 7 degrees today. Scattered showers and or flurries. And then on Saturday, much of the same expected. Sunshine returns on Sunday with a high of 2. And then a chance of showers and or flurries also expected. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 5. Scattered showers and or flurries today. A cloudy day ahead on Saturday with a high of 1. 1 degree for Sunday. A mix of sun and cloud before showers and or flurries move in.
Oh, those look cute and cuddly. Is that for the kids or the parents? Coming up, if you're doing any shopping today, we're going to look at one of the ways you can give back while you're looking for some deals. It's just ahead here on the Friday edition of CTV's Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in. 7:31. It's the halfway point of the show. You see, this is a problem with getting your Christmas shopping done early. I'm done. And now I want to buy everybody a stuffed animal with proceeds helping World Wildlife Fund.
Right?
It's wonderful.
Oh my gosh, and it is Black Friday too. So coming up, we'll be showing you some local shoppers in the region in the news.
For sure.
Now the weather really impacts too, whether you're going to go out shopping or maybe where you are going to go shopping. Whether it's inside at the mall or maybe like the local stores on foot. So how's it looking this morning?
I was just going to say that. We do have some mixed precipitation in the forecast, so go shopping indoors.
Yes.
Indoors.
Yes, it's going to remain quite light, though. We're looking at around 30 to 60% chance of it happening. Same thing goes for Lunenburg. Starting off this morning, a bit cloudy, bit of sunshine as well behind those clouds. But for the most part, we will be seeing a chance of showers and or flurries return into the afternoon. Starting off at 0 in Fredericton, 3 degrees early this morning in Charlottetown and in Halifax. Then 2 degrees starting off your day in Sydney, -2 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 2 degrees over in Corner Brook with 7 into St. John's. Over to our satellite and radar, so a bit of a cloudy start to the day, a bit of sunshine early this morning as well before increasing cloudiness. And we do have mixed precipitation tracking right across Atlantic Canada throughout the day today. In terms of the wind, remaining quite light this morning, then we'll pick up for parts of Atlantic Canada into the afternoon. As of right now, 15 kilometers per hour into Yarmouth and North Cape, 11 into Grand Etang, Sydney, and in Halifax. No current wind gusts to notify you of. We'll take another look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. It is Black Friday, and some shopping locations around here aren't seeing lineups like years past. One sporting goods store added the incentive of gift cards to get some shoppers out early. And the lineup for that location started around 5 a.m. in the hopes to be one of the lucky few to get some extra cash for Christmas.
I find there's a lot of people shopping online, myself included, who have been doing Amazon orders like since the summertime. So maybe there are less crowds, but I find this still lines up because people want to get the free money to shop with. So
here's a look at that lineup. The weather has helped getting shoppers out too with relatively warmer weather compared to Black Fridays in recent years. Speaking of spending, you'll be paying less to fill up at Maritime pumps in Nova Scotia. Gas fell by 6.1 cents, the minimum price, now $1.39 a litre. And diesel dropped by 6.5 cents, the minimum price, now $1.66.1. In Prince Edward Island, gas slipped by 1.2 cents, the minimum price, now $1.46.7. And diesel dropped by 4.1, the minimum price, now $1.72.8. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 4.1 cents, the maximum price $1.50.2, and the price of diesel dropped by 6.5 cents, the maximum price $1.83.8. Drug overdoses in Fredericton have more than tripled in just 2 years. The city's police chief revealed that startling news at a public safety committee hearing, noting officers have responded to more than 160 such cases so far this year. 9 people have died, and more powerful and dangerous drugs are turning up.
This morning, I received information that a number of our reports, our drug seized that we sent away for analysis, has come back that 2 matters at minimum have come back showing carfentanil as the product.
Meantime, there have been fewer cocaine seizures on the streets of the capital city, but fentanyl and meth are way up. Police have now identified the man who died after he was found seriously injured on Halifax's Gottingen Street Wednesday. An autopsy has confirmed the victim as 59-year-old Troy Clayton. Police were called to Gottingen Street between North and Kennard just after 11 Wednesday morning, where they found Clayton badly injured. He was rushed to hospital but did not survive. The investigation is ongoing. In light of potential new evidence, the Supreme Court of Canada has sent a murder case back to the Nova Scotia Court of Appeal. A decade ago, a jury convicted Nathan Johnson of first-degree murder and illegal possession of a firearm in the 2010 shooting death of pizza delivery worker Chad Smith. Johnson was sentenced to life in prison, but argued the acquittal of a co-accused in the case 2 years ago raises questions about the credibility of a couple of Crown witnesses in the original trial. The High Court agrees and sent the case back to the Provincial Court of Appeal for another look. Nova Scotia's Premier says he is not impressed with Nova Scotia Power's response to the cyber attack. Tim Houston, who is also the Provincial Energy Minister, vows to hold the utility accountable and protect consumers, but hasn't said how.
We'll have their back on this. We'll make sure that we do what we can to hold Nova Scotia Power to account, and we'll use any measure on that. We've shown that we'll stand up to Nova Scotia Power, and we'll continue to do that.
I think for lots of reasons that make sense, the Premier wants to distance himself from that as much as possible, but it's theatrics. Not yesterday, not today, and probably not next week won't give us a solution as to what Nova Scotians can expect from this government.
Houston acknowledged cyber attacks are becoming more common, but added the response is what's important. Finally, a new exhibit in Milan pays tribute to 3,000 years of Olympic history. It includes ancient vases embellished with sports scenes, as well as modern athletic equipment like uniforms worn by Usain Bolt and Michael Jordan. And good news, the exhibit is open through the end of March. So that's something that you could check out if you happen to be going to Italy to see the Winter Olympic Games. That will be here before you know it.
Well, now that I know this is here and the Olympics going on, and I've got some ancient Olympic memorabilia,
right?
I may have to just book myself a ticket.
I know well, certainly the uniforms have changed over the years. Yeah, Usain Bolt.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So awesome.
That is cool.
So cool. Yeah, and people have, since the Olympics began, people have just become so much faster, stronger.
I know.
Able to reach higher. It's shocking.
It's insane.
It is.
Fast or strong and talented athletes are. It's
best of the best.
Yeah, so
wild.
Cool.
All right, let's talk about something interesting. This is science. It relates to archaeology. A graduate student at McGill University believes woolly mammoths once roamed parts of Quebec and eastern Canada, including our region. Cool. The student is using a mammoth tooth. Look at that thing. It was found in northeastern Quebec as the launching pad for the research. It was found in 1878 and was thought to be a Columbian mammoth at the time, but a re-examination shows it's actually a woolly mammoth. Now, what makes it the most northeasterly woolly mammoth found in North America?
You could say that's
not
a mammoth of a tooth.
It's not a mastodon, it's a woolly mammoth. They're not quite the same thing. Similar, though.
I wouldn't know. I don't know why you're looking at me. I don't know,
What are we
man.
going to say, Amanda?
We are not zoologists,
Exactly.
especially historical zoologists, also known as paleontologists.
Archaeologists. We're really noologist. We're noologists.
You know who is? Ross Geller.
That's right.
Yeah, we love Friends. All right, halfway point of the show. Lots more to come on this Friday. Right after the break, Latavia has the latest look at the forecast and some details what we can expect for the weekend, and news you can use if you're doing some Black Friday shopping, whether you're heading out to a mall, shopping online. Cyber Monday's coming up too. There are deals to be had. We will check out a few ways to save, entertain, and give back when we return.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:43 on your Friday morning. We're taking a live look at Grand Manan. Bit of a cloudy start to the day. We are expecting a chance of showers into the mid to late afternoon. A little bit later on today, we are going to see mixed precipitation return for much of the region. As of right now, a bit of a warmer start to the day. Not as warm as we saw on Thursday, though. But starting off the day with 0 in Fredericton, 3 degrees in Charlottetown, as well as into Halifax. 2 degrees over in Sydney with -10 in Labrador City. -2 degrees over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 7 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Taking a look at our forecast timeline, a bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region, but for the most part, we are going to see a cloudier start to the day. And then into the afternoon, that mixed precipitation returns right across Atlantic Canada. We are looking at a chance of showers and or flurries for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, extending into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Into the evening, much of the same is expected, taking us into early Saturday morning. We start to see a bit of that mixed precipitation begin to clear out, but for the most part, sticking around until a little bit later on Saturday. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters across parts of Nova Scotia, and then seeing around 2 to 10 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland, sorry, I said it kind of weird. All right, taking a look at our snowfall outlook, at around 1 to 5 centimeters of additional snowfall for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. A bit heavier for parts of Labrador, looking at around 1 to 10 centimeters of additional snowfall, and 1 to 5 for parts of Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline for today. We are going to see a cloudy start to the day for New Brunswick, moving in mixed precipitation into the afternoon with highs between 2 to 6 degrees, wind getting up to 40 kilometers per hour for our wind gusts. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between 4 to 6 degrees, mainly cloudy skies, increasing cloudiness with a chance of showers and or flurries. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing applies, mainly cloudy start to your day. A chance of showers and or flurries moves in into the afternoon. And then the rest of Nova Scotia, seeing a cloudy start to the day as well, and then mixed precipitation expected into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 6 to 7 and wind gusts of 50. For Newfoundland and Labrador, same thing applies for the most part. For Labrador, seeing flurry activity throughout the day, a high of -9 for Labrador City with some scattered flurries, and then 7 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at rain and or drizzle expected throughout your day. For our forecast on Saturday, still seeing sunshine in the forecast, but also a chance of flurries and or showers. Temperatures cooling down for our daytime highs, and then into Sunday, same thing applies. We will be seeing sunshine, but a chance of mixed precipitation will return as the low pressure system moves in into Saturday afternoon into the evening as well. Sunday afternoon into the evening as well, Crystal.
Thank you so much, Davia. At 7:45, and I want to remind you that the Move Morning Chat, we're still taking your submissions. What's the one slang word you still use that gives away your age? Is it groovy? Is it cool? Is it on fleek? Text us at 10400, and we'd love to know. We'll share your thoughts at the end of the show. And now we'll turn our attention back over to Latavia.
With holiday shopping in full effect, most are looking for the best bang for their buck. With Black Friday being here, we are breaking down ways to save, entertain, and give back. Our partner, lifestyle contributor Daniel Reyes-Coca, joins us now with further details. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning.
Okay, before we dive into the Black Friday deals, let's start off with giving back. Most like to do that during the holidays. What are some ways families can do that this year?
Absolutely. Well, if you're in the market for a meaningful gift for an animal lover in your life, why wouldn't you want to adopt a species via World Wildlife Fund Canada and help protect wildlife that you truly care about? Each wildlife adoption kit comes with a beautiful, true-to-life plush animal, a poster with species facts and conservation work that it supports, plus a personalized adoption certificate, all packaged in a reusable tote bag, which I absolutely love. My favorite right now is, of course, this cute little otter family. This is adorable. It comes with the mom and the little pup. And these aren't ordinary stuffed animals. They're designed with help from species experts to reflect the unique features of real-life counterparts. Best of all, every adoption helps fund real conservation efforts and protect habitats and help wildlife thrive. With over 45 different options available you can choose from, you can head to wwf.ca/shop.
Oh my goodness, I love this idea. Who doesn't want to help animals? And exactly. And let's pivot a little bit. So with most trying to start or wrap up their shopping for the holidays, how can Canadians actually stretch their dollar further and shop more strategically?
I love this. We're all thinking about our pocketbooks this holiday season, right? Rakuten.ca actually just did a recent survey, and it shows that 45% of Canadians are planning on spending $500 on gifts this season, and that 1 in 5 plan on spending more than $1,000. During Black Friday, shoppers can stack retail deals on top of elevated cashback offers, putting even more money back into their pockets. You can earn up to 15% cash back from retailers like Simon's, Lego Canada, Dyson, Under Armour, Ray-Ban, Expedia, and so many more. With over 750 of your favorite stores, Rakuten is a no-brainer this holiday season. You're already making purchases from brands like Sephora and Simon's, so why wouldn't you want to get cash back on your online orders? For even more effortless experiences, you can also add the Rakuten browser button as an addition to your Chrome browser, which automatically pops up when cashback offers are available. Means you never miss an opportunity to earn cashback. Check out Rakuten.ca for more details.
Well, it looks like there's a lot of options on that website as well. And, you know, there's a lot of options for gifting and shopping. So with Black Friday sales out now, basically, what are some ways that we can support Canadian brands?
We always love to support local, especially this year. It's become such a hot topic, right? So founded in 2016, Transformer Table has gone from a bold idea to one of Canada's fastest growing companies and a global leader in smart, space-saving furniture. Whether you're hosting 2 or 12 this holiday season, or just have that neighbor that pops by, because we've all got that one, I've got you covered. Say hello to the Transformer Table, the furniture that actually keeps you up to date with your holiday chaos. These pieces expand and contract and transform as your guest list grows. And the best part, the bench leaves store right inside of the bench, which is genius, and the table leaves tuck perfectly into the side coffee table or side hutch, keeping everything organized and out of sight just the way that we like it. I personally love that it's just so easy and beautifully designed. And Black Friday sales are now 35% site-wide, which you can head to transformertable.com to check out all of the unique styles to keep your home up to date and holiday ready this holiday season.
Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us and keeping us in the know for Black Friday sales.
Thank you for having me. Happy Black Friday.
Yes, happy Black Friday. And that was our partner, lifestyle contributor, Daniel Reyes-Coca, joining us.
Thanks, you too. Health and medical news now. The lawsuit that alleges social media giants buried their own research on how harmful their platforms can be for teen mental health. It is one of the topics in Your Health. Some of the biggest social media platforms are being accused of burying their own research on the harmful effect they have on teens' mental health. The allegations were made in a newly unsealed court filing in the U.S. Hundreds of individuals, school districts, and attorneys general from across the United States are suing Meta, Snap, TikTok, and Google, the parent company of YouTube. The complaint alleges the platforms are deliberately embedding design features to maximize youth engagement in order to increase revenue. The filing quotes the company's internal documents, which suggest they allegedly knew how addictive their platforms can be to teens. Spokespeople for Meta, TikTok, and Snap say the filing paints a misleading picture of their platforms and safety efforts. A highly anticipated trial to determine if an oral version of semaglutide could slow the progression of Alzheimer's disease has failed. That's according to drug maker Novo Nordisk. Semaglutide is the active ingredient in popular drugs Ozempic and Wegovy. Smaller trials and animal studies had suggested GLP-1s might help slow cognitive decline or reduce neuroinflammation. However, larger trials like this one were needed to confirm whether patients saw actual benefits. A pair of trials were conducted on more than 3,800 adults receiving normal care for Alzheimer's. Novo Nordisk said the drug did lead to improvements in Alzheimer's-related biomarkers, but did not delay progression of the disease. Finally, a new report from the Conference Board of Canada highlights growth in the Canadian beverage industry as consumer preferences shift toward health-conscious and non-alcoholic drinks. Households spent $12.5 billion on non-alcoholic beverages in 2024, though below the pandemic peak of over $13 billion. The sector contributed $5.8 billion to Canada's GDP and supported 45,000 full-time equivalent jobs. Consumers increasingly favor beverages with reduced sugar, organic certification, plant-based ingredients, or other health benefits.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 50th anniversary for Paul and Donna Ullman of Middleton, Nova Scotia. Happy anniversary.
Oh my gosh, Ullmans, I love your photo. That's
gorgeous.
Perfect. And it's a 50th anniversary for Irene and Philip Brown of Sim Settlement, Nova Scotia. 50 years. Look how happy they are, still snuggling. 5 decades in.
Happy anniversary. It's also a 105th birthday for Martha Hogue of Tatamagouche, Nova Scotia.
105?
Incredible.
Wow, Martha, happy birthday to you.
Well, to see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning that QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
We are wrapping up our holiday haul week on Your Morning Atlantic. Today, we are paying a visit to Fredericton's Contour Laser Medispa. Take a peek.
Well, here at Contour, we focus on things that give people their confidence back. Everybody comes with a different concern, and so we focus on things that are going to give them their confidence. Some people have rosacea, hyperpigmentation, acne. There's a number of things that people are concerned about, and we have the tools to help treat those things. As a nurse, I'm committed to evidence-based best practice. I'm always looking at the patients holistically, and I'm committed to outcomes. When you're working in a hospital, you're used to having all the technologies to deliver the treatments that you need to give an outcome, and that's what we have here. In terms of services, we have a couple of things that are new, and they're really important because they bridge the gaps that certain treatments traditionally can't do. And I'm really committed to giving the best outcomes. So restorative health and restorative treatments are what matter. We can do certain treatments, but when we can restore the skin's health and improve elasticity, the quality of the skin, all of those things, and regenerative properties, that's what we strive for. It's important to inspire confidence, and in women in particular, I think they're the biggest demographic that we have, but in anyone, it's important that everyone feel confident and comfortable in their own skin, and no woman has the right to shame another woman for what she does and how she chooses to treat herself, to feel comfortable and to be aligned with the inside and out. Some of the things that I am very proud of is that we have people that travel from the United States, from across the Maritimes, and they come to us because they feel they're getting that expertise, that level of education and quality care. And that makes me very proud. I have a huge group of people that have been with me since day one, and I think they appreciate the fact that I educate, that I'm committed to excellence, that I research thoroughly, that I really invest in education and skills, and they just have that trust in me. We're a boutique Medi-Spa. We start with a consultation, and we continue through the journey with evidence-based best practice and the technologies and treatments that are right for our clients. And everyone is different and everything is unique to that person.
Now, the information provided in this segment is of a general nature. It's provided for information purposes only. It does not constitute professional medical advice, so please do consult a healthcare professional for guidance about a specific medical condition. And Contour Laser Medi-Spa is one of the partners of our annual Holiday Haul contest series. Not only are we featuring great holiday gift ideas this week, we're also giving you the chance to win some holiday shopping money. So that could be a $500 Visa gift card that we're giving away. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca and click on the Holiday Haul contest graphic to enter. We'll announce the winner next Friday, December 5th. Take a break. It's 7:56. We'll be right back after this.
It's Friday, November 28th. Today on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic, it is Black Friday. Shoppers get in early in an effort to score some holiday deals. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the perfect present, our friend and lifestyle contributor Denise Wild will join us to share tips, suggestions, and cute DIY. That and so much more coming up on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic, Canada, and good morning to George Reeves, who got a little cameo there. He's also one of the camera operators here who produces so many of the segments that you see on TV and edits them as well. So happy to have him in with us.
Fabulous. He put the sparkle in that Micmac Mall holiday haul we did earlier this week.
Yeah.
I love that. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, weather-wise, we are looking at the classic mixed bag today.
Absolutely. Starting a little bit later for many areas, we'll see into the late afternoon. We're going to take a live look at Peggy's Cove. It is going to be a cloudy start to the day. Currently 3 degrees in your area, and as I had mentioned, a chance of some scattered showers and/or flurries moves in late this afternoon in your area. And that's exactly what we expect for many areas across the region. That mixed precipitation headed our way. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton with 2 degrees in Moncton. 3 starting off your day in Charlottetown and in Halifax with 2 degrees in Sydney. -2 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 7 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Taking a look at our satellite and radar, a bit of a cloudy start to the day. Could be seeing a bit of sunshine as well for parts of the maritime region. But into the afternoon, we are going to see a chance of showers and/or flurries return for much of Atlantic Canada. And then in terms of the wind across the region, going to remain quite light starting off, especially for the Maritimes, picking up into the afternoon. As of right now, though, only 15 kilometers per hour in North Cape and in Yarmouth, 13 in Charlottetown, with 11 in Grand Tang, Sydney, and Halifax. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll have another look at your long-range forecast, but first another look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. It is Black Friday, and some shopping locations around here aren't seeing lineups like years past, while others, depending on incentives, are. Here in Dartmouth Crossing, there was a lineup outside the sports goods store well before it opened. The incentive for shoppers, gift cards. Those shoppers tell us the lineup started around 5 a.m.
I find there's a lot of people shopping online, myself included, who have been doing Amazon orders like since the summertime. So maybe there are less crowds, but I find this still lines up because people want to get the free money to shop with. So
that was the incentive there. In other big box stores, not many lineups outside. The day after U.S. Thanksgiving marks the traditional start of the holiday shopping season, but retailers have already spent weeks flooding their websites and customers' email inboxes with early deals. Now, while sales trends have been shifting, experts say the best bargains may still be from now until Cyber Monday, especially for some big ticket items. Speaking of spending, you will be paying less to fill up at maritime pumps this morning. In Nova Scotia, gas fell by 6.1 cents. The minimum price in the Halifax area now $1.39. Diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The minimum price now $1.66.1. In Prince Edward Island, gas slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price $1.46.7, and diesel dropped by 4.1. The minimum price $1.72.8. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 4.1 cents. The maximum price $1.50.2, and the price of diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The maximum price $1.83.8 a liter. American Booze is returning to Nova Scotia liquor stores briefly. NSLC is going to sell its remaining stockpile of alcohol from the U.S., with the net profit going to community food organizations.
There's no profit to be had for the province of Nova Scotia in selling this at this point in time. This is like we want to get rid of it.
We have product all across the province. Some stores have it at their locations, while other stores, due to capacity and storage, had to ship it back to our distribution center. And so they are waiting for their product to come back to them.
The $14 million of inventory is made up mainly by wine and spirits like whiskey. It will be available at liquor store locations across Nova Scotia starting next week. The province pulled American-made liquor from store shelves in March in response to U.S. tariffs. Additional booze from the U.S. won't be ordered after the inventory is gone. The net profit will be going to Feed Nova Scotia and other community food organizations. That's a total that could reach $4 million. One softwood producer in New Brunswick says the lumber industry doesn't need more subsidies to help soften the blow from U.S. tariffs. Instead, they want a deal with Americans.
The U.S. Lumber Coalition has complained that the lumber in Canada is subsidized. And instead of fixing that problem, it just seems like they turn to more subsidies, which is only going to make it worse.
Linda Bell says subsidies is what got the lumber industry into hot water with the U.S. in the first place, which is why she doesn't believe the $500 million federal loans, which were announced Wednesday, are the way forward. The industry has been battling a 45% tariff imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. Finally, it's being billed as a vibrant celebration of community, culture, and curling, and it's underway right now in downtown Halifax. This is the inaugural Festival of Rings, featuring interactive games, live performances, and family-friendly activities, all designed to showcase the tremendous local diversity in the Halifax area. Organizers say they're using the sport of curling to bring people together.
We get the opportunity to show them curling over at the trials, but it's also an opportunity for the curling community to get to share it and engage with different community folks, because we really want to show that curling is for everyone and that you can find that sense of belonging in our sport.
Now, the event launched on Wednesday, and it's going to run through to Saturday night, so still time to check it out, and admission is free. They say everyone is welcome, and that's happening at the Halifax Convention Centre. Beautiful venue, and that is not too far from the Scotiabank Centre in downtown Halifax, where the curling trials are underway. The finals this weekend, too.
Very exciting time.
I'll have to take my dad. He's coming here this weekend.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, I love that. And you notice the guy who's playing wagon wheel in the background. Classic.
Classic.
Definitely getting the crowds all riled up.
Yeah.
For the curling, love that. Okay. You have the mixed bag in the forecast. If we get the snow accumulating because that mixed bag has extra snow in it, well, you're going to have to do exactly what these penguins did at the Calgary Zoo. Walk like a penguin. So you see how they're waddling? Yeah, this is how penguins actually stay up when it's snow. Even look at them going down this hill. There is something to this little tiny steps thing. So these are king penguins at the Calgary Zoo. They were very excited to get out in the fresh snow, and as you can see, they were just kind of shuffling along and not slipping. Take your time, people.
So
Slow
cute.
and steady. So adorable.
I mean, or they could just jump on their belly and go wee, right?
They sometimes do.
Yeah.
This is, I guess, you look at them. They're like, okay,
take it easy.
Take it easy.
It just takes one of them to fall and they all go down.
Domino effect, yeah.
I feel like that's advice that Zoomers Physiotherapy has given us on the show before when it comes to walking on ice and slippery surfaces, like do as the penguins do.
They say walk like a penguin, but it obviously works, so, you know.
Oh, yeah. I believe penguins can run, too.
Yeah?
Like, not full like dash, but I mean, they can move a little faster than that when they're not on.
When they're not on, like, thick snow, yeah. And it was like...
It's true, I read it.
I believe
But again, don't take it too seriously, because we're not...
zoologists.
I am. I think our viewers know I'm far from a zoologist.
It'd be fun to become one, though. That'd be neat science.
Yeah, it really would. Okay, well, Latavia's talking about the science of the weather. So coming up, she's going to have a full forecast on this Friday. I'll also have your national news headlines. We're going to say good morning to our viewers in the Hub City. The Petitcodiac River looking very calm this morning. The forecast coming up next.
Happy Friday. The time now is 8:11. We're taking a live look at Truro. 3 degrees starting off your day. We are expecting a bit of a cloudy day ahead, but also seeing a chance of some isolated showers and or flurries returning into the afternoon. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca. We are seeing another warmer start to the day, a bit colder than we saw yesterday morning, but as of right now, it is 0 in Bathurst and in Fredericton, 4 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown, 3 in both Halifax and Sydney, minus 10 degrees in Labrador City, and 7 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline. From what you can see here, we will be seeing a bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region, but for the most part, cloudy start to the day. We do have a chance of showers and or flurries moving in right across parts of Atlantic Canada. So into the afternoon, we start to see that increase for parts of the Maritime region. Labrador seeing for the most part a chance of flurries, and for Newfoundland, looking at mixed precipitation on and off throughout the day today. Around the precipitation, we're looking at around a 30 to 60% chance of it happening, so it's going to remain quite light, but we will be seeing it stick around into the evening and into early Saturday morning. If you are wondering about the precipitation totals, we're looking at around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for parts of Nova Scotia and seeing around 2 to 10 for parts of Newfoundland. And then for the snowfall, we are going to see around 1 to 5 centimeters of additional snowfall for parts of New Brunswick as well as into Nova Scotia, seeing a bit heavier for Labrador at around 1 to 10 centimeters and 1 to 5 for parts of Newfoundland. So for our forecast today for New Brunswick, we're going to see cloudy skies starting off the day, a chance of showers and or flurries into the mid to late afternoon, with daytime highs between 2 to 6 degrees. Prince Edward Island, pretty much the same. A cloudy start to the day, mixed precipitation returns into the afternoon with highs between 4 to 6 degrees. Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, mainly cloudy skies with increasing cloudiness, a chance of showers and or flurries return with highs between 5 to 7 degrees. For the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 6 to 7, wind gusts of 50 kilometers per hour, and seeing mixed precipitation into the afternoon as well. For much of Labrador, we're looking at a chance of flurries. Same thing goes for Labrador City with a high of -9. 8 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Rain and or drizzle expected throughout your day. For our forecast on Saturday, temperatures will start to cool down for our daytime highs, remaining below seasonal for the most part. A bit of sunshine for all 3 maritime provinces, and then becomes increasing cloudiness for much of the region. A chance of flurries for Newfoundland and Labrador starting off your day. And then into Sunday's forecast, we're going to start to see more sunshine across the maritime region, and then increasing cloudiness as we head towards later in the morning. And we do have a low tracking across the region yet again, bringing some mixed precipitation back our way. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Hong Kong firefighters say they have recovered dozens more bodies following an intensive search of a high-rise tower complex that was destroyed by a massive fire. The death toll in one of the city's deadliest blazes is now at least 128. They say they prioritized apartments from which they received more than 24 calls for assistance during the blaze, but were unable to reach. In the U.S., the 20-year-old National Guard member who was shot in Washington near the White House has died of her injuries. And there are new details emerging about the suspect, who is an Afghan national who worked with the CIA. CTV's Judy Trin has more.
The shooting of 2 National Guards is being investigated as terrorism. The suspect, Ramanullah Lakanwal, was also shot. Officials say the 29-year-old drove across the country from Washington State, where he lived with his wife and 5 children.
There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background.
Lakanwal, an Afghan national, was trained and equipped by the CIA to fight against the Taliban. After 2 decades of war against al-Qaeda, former President Joe Biden ordered the military to withdraw from the region. Lakanwal was among the thousands of people American forces evacuated from Afghanistan in 2021. He was granted asylum earlier this year.
We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country.
The U.S. has announced that immigration requests of Afghans would be stopped indefinitely, pending a review of security vetting. 500 more National Guards will now be deployed to D.C., joining the 2,000 soldiers already patrolling the city. 24-year-old Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition, but 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, who was shot in the head and chest, has died.
She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now. Her parents are with her.
Lakanwal will now be charged with murder, along with multiple counts of assault with intent to kill. The Trump administration says it will pursue the death penalty.
CTV's Judy Turin reporting in Ottawa. Ottawa and Alberta have found common ground on an energy agreement that could pave the way for an oil pipeline from Alberta to the West Coast. But the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding is being met with criticism. Quebec MP Stephen Guilbeault resigned from Mark Carney's cabinet, accusing the Prime Minister of dismantling elements of the climate action plan he worked on as Environment Minister. The Prime Minister shared on socials that while we may have differing views at times on how exactly we make essential progress, I am glad Stephen will continue to offer his important perspectives as an MP in our Liberal caucus. CTV's
Danielle Smith's excitement could not be contained. Alberta isn't getting a bitumen pipeline yet, but it is one step closer.
This agreement includes a clear path to the construction of an over 1 million barrel per day Indigenous co-owned bitumen pipeline to Asian markets.
If everything goes smoothly, senior government officials say construction could start in 2029. But there's one important caveat.
If there's not a private sector component, there won't be a pipeline.
That's just one of the conditions as laid out in the agreement, as is Indigenous co-ownership and collaboration with BC to share the benefits. There has to be a new carbon pricing agreement, and the Pathways Carbon Capture project must move forward for the pipeline to do the same.
I don't know that the Prime Minister would have agreed to a new bitumen pipeline without Pathways, and we wouldn't have agreed to Pathways without a new bitumen pipeline.
The carbon storage program is key to Canada meeting its commitment of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. The federal Conservatives are criticizing the process, saying the Prime Minister could push this ahead using existing legislation.
We even supported him, gives him the power to approve it. So we only need him to do one thing for this pipeline to happen. Get out of the way.
Now, Alberta has until July 1st to submit a pipeline project application to the new Major Projects Office. If all of the conditions are met, then the federal government will make an adjustment to the oil tanker ban on the coast of BC.
CTV's Mike Lacouture reporting in Ottawa. A quick break here on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we are talking memorable gifts with Denise Wild. That's coming up next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 8:22. And if you're still searching for the perfect present to get for someone on your list, why not opt for a memorable gift? Our partner and DIY and lifestyle contributor Denise Wild returns to share some ideas that will help you cut that shopping list in half. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning. Yes, let's make it easy, not stressful, just about giving thoughtful gifts to everyone.
Hallelujah. Let's begin with a gift of beauty. That's a winner.
As always, yes, for the beauty lover, let's give the gift of fabulous finds. Maybe it's a spa kit or a hair kit, cosmetic brushes and blenders. Winners has brand name gifts for less. Diffusers and essential oils, elevated shave kits, even heated massage products. It's the stocking stuffers, Luxe skincare. It's the beauty brands they love without the high-end prices. You're always winning when you shop at Winners, and I just find it's such a great place to go into this time of year. There's really everything for everyone.
Yeah, great prices, and I love everything's packaged up in such a beautiful way. That makes it even more fun to give and get. All right.
Right, and it's easy.
It's easy. All right. Who else are you tackling on this list?
Okay, so the next gift is for anyone who wants to remove unwanted body hair. This is the Braun IPL5. It is an at-home hair removal device, and it has incredible results, up to 2 years of smooth skin. It's really easy to use. You just shave, turn it on, and permanently reduce hair regrowth. It also has a Skin Pro sensor that auto-adjusts for your skin tone. It's just about breaking free from the hassle of hair removal, from ongoing salon appointments, from ongoing costs. It's giving intent with intention. It's confidence and convenience in one sleek device. And this is available at Shoppers Drug Mart Beauty Boutiques, in-store and online. It's just, something that will actually make someone's life easier.
For sure, and I love the little stop motion video you sent in. That's great.
Thank you.
What about a sentimental gift? That's one. That's a tough one.
Right. So you know what? Maybe you just want to write somebody a card about how much you care. Let's dress it up with a really fun DIY craft. So I've taken some glitter paper and I've put it on top of an envelope with some googly eyes and some little shapes to create holiday characters. And this is, you can tuck a gift card inside, tuck a handwritten note inside, and just a cute presentation for something thoughtful.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be overthink it. Just something like that really does. It's a gift from the heart. Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Googly eyes make everything good.
And that is fun. It's true. It's a little added little dimension there. Okay. The Tech Savvy Trendsetter. I know you've got a gift for them.
Yes, so you know what? Anything tech for any age, any interest, whether it's a tech upgrade or just an extra fun device. Everybody loves to receive tech, so, no matter what it is, big or small, any age, anyone on your gift list.
Yeah. It's fun. What can you tell us about a couple of the products you've got featured here?
Yes. Well, the little blue little tablet is something perfect for a youngin, like my toddler or younger. You know, headphones are great. Little fun microphone for a young child as well. You know, even if you're getting somebody like a cell phone case or new AirPods or something like that, anything they'll appreciate.
Tech is a gift of the season. If you get the carry-on microphone, you can either have the people gather around or drive them out of your house, depending on what your goals are.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much, Denise.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Happy gifting, everyone.
All right. That was DIY and livestock contributor Denise Wild. That will turn our attention over to Latavia. You'd rock that.
Why, thank you, Crystal. We're taking another look at our 3-day forecast as we inch towards the weekend. Today in New Brunswick, we're looking at cloudy skies with a chance of showers and or flurries across the province, a high of 3. On Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, but we do have a chance of some isolated showers with a cold high of 0. And then on Sunday, a high of 1 degree, mix of sun and cloud returns as well. We do have a chance of showers and or flurries into the evening. For Nova Scotia, much of the same, looking at mixed precipitation today with a high of 7. On Saturday, a high of 2 degrees, mainly cloudy skies with a chance of showers and or flurries returning. And then on Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud, but we do have a chance of showers and or flurries into the evening. For Prince Edward Island, a high of 5 today, scattered showers and or flurries. On Saturday, a cloudy day ahead across the island with a high of 1. Sunshine returns on Sunday, but into the evening, chance of showers and or flurries return as well.
Still ahead this morning, a weekend full of curling action. The Canadian curling trials, believe it or not, they're wrapping up in Halifax on Sunday. We will catch up with a TSN analyst and Canadian curling legend, Russ Howard, in our last 30 minutes.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 8:30.
Yeah.
It's funny because every time I'm cleaning my house, sometimes I like to believe that I'm curling. I'm like, they have strong arms. They move quite fast.
Yeah, they do. Those rocks are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's hard to believe that the curling trials are going to be coming to an end. But I mean, what a finale that they're going to have, too.
Oh, yeah.
Who is going to represent Canada at the Olympics?
It's a big deal. Somebody who's really walked a mile in their shoes, 1 slider and 1 grippy, is Russ Howard.
Yeah.
Who, in fact, was in Halifax 20 years ago, then made it all the way to the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah, we're
wow.
going to ask him about that.
Legendary
in
career.
short order. Yeah.
He's the guy to have on to talk about curling.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, 8:31. If you haven't left the house yet, you want to bring many things.
Yes, rain gear for the most part, right? We are seeing showers already taking place for parts of the region, a chance of flurries early this morning as well. But for the most part, we'll start to see that mixed precipitation into the mid to late afternoon across Atlantic Canada. Here's a live look at East Baccarau. As you can see right now, a cloudy start to the day. Currently not seeing any precipitation in your region, but just keep that in mind when you are heading out early on your commute. You could be seeing it in your area a little bit later on. As of right now, it is 0 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 1 in Moncton, 4 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown, 6 in Yarmouth, and 3 degrees in Halifax. Over into Newfoundland and Labrador, -2 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 2 degrees in Corner Brook, and 7 into St. John's. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. A bit of a cloudy start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada. And then we are going to see a chance of some showers and or flurries move across the region. It's looking at around a 30 to 60% chance of it happening. So just keep that in mind when you are heading out today. For our current wind for the Maritime region, quite light. We'll pick up for parts of the area a little bit later on. But as of right now, it is 15 kilometers per hour in Lunenburg, in Grand and Tang, 17 in Lunenburg, 13 in North Cape, and 11 into Yarmouth. Still no wind gusts to report at this time. We'll have one last look at your forecast heading into the weekend. But first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. It is Black Friday, and some shopping locations around here, they're not seeing lineups like years past. But some are. In Dartmouth Crossing, there was a lineup outside this sport goods store well before it opened. The incentive for shoppers here was gift cards, and shoppers tell us the lineup started there around 5 a.m.
I find there's a lot of people shopping online, myself included, who have been doing Amazon orders like since the summertime. So maybe there are less crowds, but I find this still lines up because people want to get the free money to shop with. So
Wasn't the case for all stores. Not many lineups outside other big box stores in Dartmouth. The day after U.S. Thanksgiving marks the traditional start of the holiday shopping season, but retailers have already spent weeks flooding their websites and customers' email inboxes with early deals. While sales trends have been shifting, experts say the best bargains may still be from now through Cyber Monday, especially for big-ticket items. And for more on shopping trends this year, we bring in CTV Scott Hurst, who is live from the Eden Centre in Toronto. Good morning, Scott. Set the scene for us. What type of demand are you seeing this morning?
Good morning, Amanda. We are still half an hour away from opening here at Eden Centre. Holiday shopping hours, so people will be able to get in the store at 8 a.m. local time. Of course, we're still a bit behind that our times here in Toronto, so shoppers aren't allowed in just yet. There is an electronics store about half a block up, which does have a few people lined up outside waiting to get in. And as you mentioned, not so much the one-day affair that we've seen from years past. People not specifically lining up, but in speaking with retail analysts over the past several days and weeks, it is still an important time of year, and particularly an important day, and you will see malls and shopping centers likely very busy throughout the day, just not the immediate opening rush that we're used to seeing, because as you mentioned in the lead up to me as well, Amanda, retailers have been promoting their sales for days, if not weeks already. And here in downtown Toronto, as you can see by the sign over my shoulder, you can't look more than 2 feet without knowing that it is Black Friday today.
Yeah, we can see the big red letters there. Budgets are under a lot of stress this year. We know this. Yeah. How are Canadians planning to spend during the holiday season, Scott?
Yeah, budgets are under a lot of stress. We all know this. It is a huge concern, of course, when it comes to affordability right now, and particularly this year, Canadians are very worried about the price increases that may be related to tariffs. And so we are quite worried and quite attuned to how much we're going to have to spend this year. But according to retail analysts and a survey from the Retail Council of Canada, Canadians are likely to spend roughly what they have been over the past couple of years, which on average, according to the Retail Council of Canada, is roughly around $975 for all those holiday items this year. But at the same time, Canadians are looking to make those dollars go even further, and that means being very attuned to sales, and either online, going to different websites, trying to see what the best deal is, or when it comes to shopping in stores, maybe going to a few different stores to see what the prices are like, comparing prices to make sure that you are finding the best deal so that your dollars can stretch even further. So affordability is a top concern this year, but what we're also hearing from retail analysts is that there still is this buy Canadian sentiment. We're still very interested in trying to buy Canadian products to ensure that we are keeping our dollars in Canada. So if there isn't the focus specifically on affordability, the next most important thing right now for many Canadians is to buy Canadian as much as possible. So there'll be a lot of people out here in stores looking for made in Canada products. So first and foremost, affordability, but there still are a lot of shoppers who will be looking for products that can support Canadian businesses and support Canadian retailers, Amanda. So you can expect shopping centers here like Eden Centre in downtown Toronto, or shopping centers throughout the Maritimes, they will be busy today, even though it may not be as crazy packed as it was 10, 15 years ago because of so many sales online as well.
That's so true. All right, Scott, thank you so much for reporting live for us from the Eden Centre in Toronto, and good luck to any holiday shopping you may be doing today, Scott.
Thank you.
Now to paying at the pumps, you'll be paying less to fill up this morning. In Nova Scotia, gas fell by 6.1 cents. The minimum price now $1.39 a litre, and diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The minimum price now $1.66.1. In Prince Edward Island, gas slipped by 1.2 cents. The minimum price now $1.46.7, and diesel dropped by 4.1. The minimum price now $1.72.8. And in New Brunswick, gas fell by 4.1 cents. The maximum price, $1.50.2. And the price of diesel dropped by 6.5 cents. The maximum price, $1.83.8 a litre. Finally, after the success of the two Wicked movies, Universal is reportedly considering plans for another installment. Wicked for Good brought in nearly $150 million US across North America in its opening weekend. That marked the best opening ever for a Broadway adaptation. Universal Pictures says, quote, things are underway to tell a new story set in that same version of the Land of Oz, but that there are still details to be figured out.
You know what I want to happen?
Okay, what? Because I have a theory of what they're going to do.
You do?
Yeah.
What is your theory?
Focus on the Cowardly Lion, because the original author, Gregory Maguire, he also had a novel based on the lion, and they brought in Domingo, oh gosh, what is his last name? He's a big actor to voice the lion, but he didn't have a lot of lines. Why would you bring in such a big actor? That's my thought, but that's never been a musical. But yours?
You know what I would want. Elphaba, her love story would have been great, but it's like they said, they're going in a different direction, so it wouldn't be that.
Maybe she falls in love with the lion. There you go. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It probably makes no sense.
You need to see it.
I need to Wizard of Oz. Anything's possible in Hollywood, people.
Apparently, yeah.
All right. In our region, if you're looking to have some free fun, well, the Evergreen Festival is back along the Halifax waterfront. The Evergreen Fest offers lots of outdoor winter-themed activities for festive folks of all ages, including a holiday market, Instagrammable twinkling light installations, fire pits, entertainment, food. There's a hop-on, hop-off Evergreen Express train and a winter sports zone. And sing-along music. Love this. It gives people a chance to play some sports, enjoy their time outside. In any case, this goes until December 14th. For more info, you can go to the Discover Halifax website. Hoping to check that out this weekend myself.
Oh, yes. That seems like so much fun.
Oh, yeah. Very cool. And now we're going to talk about things that are taking place across the region. Take a look at our community calendar. The 3rd annual Christmas Parade returns to Grand Bay Westfield this upcoming weekend, Saturday, November 9th. Or 29th, rather, at 6 p.m. You can head over to Grand Bay Guardian for the start of the parade, and it will end at River Middle School. For additional information, head over to their website. And tonight, there will be a children's holiday party in Stratford. They will have the chance to meet Santa, drop off letters, enjoy cookies, hot cocoa, listen to carolers, and so much more. There will actually be an event as well taking place earlier than that, so you can check it out as well. Head to their website. And this upcoming weekend, there will be a Christmas Daddies fundraising concert taking place in Sydney. On Sunday, November 30th, the event will run from 5 to 9 p.m. and will take place at Daniel's Ale House and Eatery. So to get additional information, head over to their website. Great performances are ahead. And if you do have an event taking place, please send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
All right, and it is time for one more break. Well, a couple more breaks, but when we return, Latavia will have one last look at the full forecast, and then we're chatting with a curling legend as well. Russ Howard, no stranger to curling fans across the country, and he's in Halifax right now as a TSN analyst for the final weekend of the Canadian Curling Trials. That's coming up.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:44. We're taking a live look at a cloudy start to the day over in McAdam. Cold though this morning as well, -2 degrees. We will be seeing a chance of some showers and or flurries late this afternoon in your area. And we are expecting a wintry mix across the region today. Just something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton with 4 degrees in Charlottetown, 3 in both Halifax and Sydney, -10 in Labrador City, and 7 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline. Excuse me. We are seeing sunshine start off the day for parts of the region, but for the most part, seeing cloudy skies and also seeing a bit of precipitation early this morning. Some light showers for parts of the Maritime region, flurry activity for parts of Labrador, and going to see increasing of that chance of showers and or flurries across Atlantic Canada. Into the afternoon, it starts to pick up, and then into the evening, it sticks around for the most part. Many areas going to see that mixed precipitation taking us into tonight into early Saturday morning as well. And if you're wondering about totals, we're looking at the rainfall totals right now, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for parts of Nova Scotia, as well as 2 to 10 for parts of Newfoundland. For our snowfall outlook, same thing, quite light, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters of snow accumulation for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. A bit heavier for parts of Labrador at around 1 to 10 centimeters and 1 to 5 for Port aux Basques. Over to our forecast for New Brunswick. Cloudy start to the day for the most part. increasing cloudiness, and then seeing a chance of showers and or flurries into the afternoon with highs between 2 to 6 degrees, wind gusts of 40. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between 4 to 6 degrees as well. Cloudy start to your day, and then we're going to see that mixed precipitation move into the afternoon. Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing applies. Starting off with mainly cloudy skies, we'll see a chance of showers and or flurries into the afternoon with light wind out of the southwest, 15 kilometers per hour. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, cloudy start to your day. Starting to see a bit of shower activity early this morning, but for the most part, we're going to see a chance of showers and flurries into the afternoon. For Newfoundland and Labrador, same thing, still seeing that mixed precipitation. For the most part for Labrador, looking at a chance of flurries, a high of -9 in Labrador City, and a chance of flurries and or showers for much of Newfoundland. But for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at rain and or drizzle with a high of 8. Saturday's forecast, we will be seeing sunshine return. Temperatures will cool down for our daytime highs. Still seeing flurries for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then into Saturday, early evening, we are going to see the same thing. Partly cloudy skies for the maritime region. Still seeing flurries for parts of Newfoundland. Sunday's forecast, sunshine returns, but also mixed precipitation will be returning as well, Crystal.
Thanks, Atavia. Just cresting upon 8:47. Scotiabank Centre in Halifax is hosting Canada's top women's and men's curling teams for the 2025 Montana's Canadian Curling Trials, which wrap up this weekend. Joining us this morning to chat about all the on-ice entertainment this weekend is two-time Brier winner, two-time world champion, and Olympic champion curler, and now TSN curling analyst, Russ Howard. Good morning, Russ.
Morning.
What a pleasure to have an opportunity to chat with you today. So since we have you, I want to talk about an important 20 years ago, you were in Halifax for this same event, and you actually went all the way. You went on to the Olympics back 20 years ago. So I want you to share some memories of that time with our viewers.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I was asked to help coach the young, talented guys from Newfoundland, Brad, Mark, Mike, and Jamie, and whether it was my coaching or not, but by the time we got to the trials, they were desperate to get me onto the team, actually, because they weren't playing that well. And the curlers go through that. You get spells, ups and downs like any other sport. And I think out of necessity, they talked me into playing, and we won that darn thing. So the nostalgia walking in that building 20 years later, almost to the day, I think we won on December 6th or something. It's just so cool. The crowds here have been absolutely crazy. Brad Gushue was crazy good. Just happened to lose on an unbelievable shot, and it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, here we're seeing some images of the event, and the crowds are serious. I mean, and because it is unusual to have this high level of curling happening in our region, people are taking advantage of that. Like, the stakes are high here. Can you explain for anybody who's not into curling how important this competition is?
Well, for men and women, you're going to have two teams represent your country, put the maple leaf on their back, and go to the Olympics in Italy, and that happens once every 4 years. And you know, a curler's lifespan's a little longer than some sports, but you know, you're probably not in your prime until you're into your 30s. Your Brad Gushue's retiring at 45, so that's 15 years. You maybe get a 3-4 times to even try to get to the Olympics in your entire career. So at some point, you have better curlers with you than others, and so you know, like Gushue's a good example. He bowed out yesterday, and that's it. It's over. And to go to the Olympics and be called an Olympian for the rest of your life, it's just so, the tension out there, you can cut it with a knife. And I'm absolutely overwhelmed at the crowd support for everybody. They're not just cheering for Christina Black or Brad Gushue. When they see a good shot, up they stand and clap, and it's just been a treat. You talk to any team out there, they just had a ball.
Well, this is interesting you mentioned that. So let's compare it to 20 years ago. You maybe weren't paying as much attention to the crowds back then, but do you think that nowadays there are more people interested in curling and the fans are more knowledgeable than they were, say, 20 years ago?
It was jammed. It was jammed to the Raptors 20 years ago. It was just deafening. There's something about this arena that it seems to funnel a noise. And out at ice level, it's crazy. You can't communicate. If anybody could yell, it was me, and they still couldn't hear me once in a while. So, though the crowds have been there all along, but yes, I think they are more knowledgeable. I really do. I'm very pleased. Sometimes you go to places that they don't understand the sport. Like, well, I played in Italy with Brad at the Olympics, and we were playing Italy. Italy tried to hit and roll out to blanket end. They hit it dead on, and the crowd went crazy because he took one. He didn't even want one, but there was no knowledge at all. So the atmosphere for the athlete was just a disaster back then. And so here, this crowd's been great.
Well, let's talk about the next few days. What are you looking forward to?
Well, we've never had a best 2 out of 3 to go to the Olympics. We've never had a best 2 out of 3 for anything. And the concept from Curling Canada was make sure there wasn't an upset. Basically, Rachel Holmes is the best team in the world. I kiddingly think that rules for her. But she's playing a person by the name of Christina Black that makes a ton of shots. That team, I'm telling you, they beat Carrie Anderson fair and square yesterday. If they play like they did yesterday, they could be going to the Olympics. They're underdogs by a ridiculous amount, but don't tell them that.
Interesting. All right, and let's talk about the TSN coverage. How, if we're not lucky enough to be able to get seats in the Scotiabank Centre, how can we watch all the action this weekend?
We've got it all on live. I think we're 1 today. I want to say 6:30 tonight. Has been 7 all week. We got every game all the way through. Total coverage, cameras everywhere. Lots of people running around making the rest of us look good. And it's a brilliant sport for television because 50-minute intervals. There's 10 crescendos basically with the 10 ends. The curlers are mic'd unlike any other sport. And if you want to learn the sport in a hurry, tune in.
All right, Russ, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You bet.
Have a great time this weekend. That was a curling legend, Russ Howard. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this short break.
Welcome back, cool people, cool beans. We're asking, things are laughing. We're asking, what's the one slang word you still use that gives away your age? So here's what you had to say. You guys are really fun. Aaron in Prince Edward Island says, dude. I say dude a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Born in 1981, 2 weeks past being Gen X.
Oh, yeah. People still say dude, though.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Dude.
Dude, you know what rips? These text messages. LJ from Middleton says cat used to describe cool person, like he's quite the cat.
I know it's from a different type, but I would say, well, that's because he's a cool cat.
He's a cool cat.
Interesting cat. Yeah, I like that.
Cat. Leanie from Halifax says my slang word is right on, especially when
oh my gosh, yes.
I tend to agree with someone or something. I know, and I'm here like, that's not old. I think it's so cool.
Right on.
Right
oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Right on. Lori from Lower Sackville says my go-to word is cool or neat.
Oh, me too. That's so neat, Lori.
Yeah. Sometimes I throw in awesome. Just dated myself.
Yeah, me and Lori must be about the same age.
Yeah, we use it too. Kim from Dartmouth says, what you talking about, Willis?
Oh my gosh.
I have a friend, she mumbles all the time. I used to say this so much to her that I named her Willis, that's been her nickname for 25 years.
Wow.
Shout out to Gary Coleman. Finally, Nicole R says, I'm sorry guys, the best slangs are in French. I would write some, but they're not safe for TV.
Oh, Nicole.
We understand.
I love it. Okay, fantastic. All right, important programming note for CTV News at 5 and 6 tonight. Just tonight only. Both evening shows would normally be on CTV. They're going to air on this station, CTV2. That scheduling changed due to an NFL game this afternoon that's going to be on CTV. So today only.
One night only. One night. All right. Thank you so much for joining us for part of the morning or the whole morning. We appreciate it. We are back Monday morning at 6 a.m.
Word.
Oh my God.
Chill out. Chill you later. Do people say that?
Have a rad weekend that's totally awesome.
Bye.